As a designer, I've always wanted to have my very own neon sign. So today I'm finally going to get it sorted. So it's probably going to live on this shelf behind me, so I need to like measure up, make sure I've got the right size dimensions that I want it to be. I'll probably move these plants over to the side and just have it kind of on the top here. Maximum of like 50 centimeters. You can't have a YouTube channel without a neon sign, right? I've got my logo here in an Illustrator artboard to the size that I'm going to want the neon sign. I've taken my logo here and outlined it, added these little breaks to kind of give that feeling of the old school neon, where the glass obviously can't bend in certain ways. They have these joints in between, so that's kind of what I've tried to capture. Obviously this is going to be like a modern LED version. It's a lot more cost effective, easier to transport and things like that. And I think I'm pretty happy with it. I think that's good to go. And one other thing is you can have them with a backboard. The original logo has a dark kind of outline. So it's a case of whether to keep that outline or not. There's so many neon sign companies to choose from, loads of different websites. Most of the neon sign companies' websites are very similar. They usually have a quite detailed FAQ section, which should answer like most of the burning questions you've got. As you can just kind of scroll through here and I'm sure you'll find most of the information you need. Most sites also have a pretty detailed product guide, shows you all the different products they've got. You can get remotes to control your neon sign. You can have coloured backboards. They list all the colours that they stock. Got some examples here that you can get some inspiration from. They have ones that change colour if you want to get really fancy. The different sizes, so classic 6mm or bold 8mm, that's the thickness of the neon. So all sorts of different options here. I actually was looking to get a whole board open box, which is this style of sign. I ended up going with Planet Neon in the end. After requesting several quotes, these guys seemed the most reasonably priced. Once you've decided which vendor to use, you can come in here and upload all your details, give them an idea of what you're looking for. They'll come back to you pretty promptly. Once I'd uploaded my design, it was a bit of trial and error because originally I wanted my sign to be 50 centimeters, but I ended up having to scale it up slightly to closer to 75 centimeters to take into account the thickness of the neon. Most of the companies will help you create a visual, but if you want to create your own visual, the best way to do it is get your artboard the size that you want, and then if you're using like an outline like I am here, you can just bump that up to 6mm, for example, or 8mm if you're using the thicker type. So I've sent it off and we'll see how it turns out. Finally, after around 20 working days, my neon sign has arrived. Now the companies say that they take 6 to 9 days as standard, but with it being Christmas I was kind of expecting a few delays and I wasn't in a mad rush to get it, so I was quite happy to be patient and wait for the sign. So here it is, pride of place on top of my bookshelf, and I've got to say I'm really happy with it on the whole. When it arrived, the perspex had the covering on, which I had to carefully remove from in between all of the letters, and then I just had to assemble the two sections together with these bolts that just screw in. It's quite simple to assemble. I also got a remote with mine, which is really useful because you can control the brightness of the light, which comes in handy if you're taking photos and that kind of thing. And obviously I can control the light with the remote without having to walk the exhausting distance between my desk and the bookshelf. You have the switch on the side here if you want to control it that way. Now if I'm being super picky, some of the spacing is kind of off compared to my visual. And what we should have done is extended the width of the perspex to closely follow the visual I supplied. But all in all, I'm definitely happy with it. So here's some cool news. If you like my sign and you want to get your own from Planet Neon, they've given me an exclusive code where you can get 15% off. And just to be clear, I'm not affiliated with the company. I'll put all the details below. If you've got any questions or you want any help, please give me a shout in the comments, and I'd love to see what neon signs you make. If this video has been helpful and helped you create your neon sign, please do give me a like and don't forget to subscribe for more. If you're feeling super generous, please feel free to make a donation to my coffee fund. The link's in the description. That means I can keep the lights on and keep making these videos.